Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, we are talking about the new Forbidden Limited list that just came out for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and I've already seen this, because, I just did. But yeah, we're gonna quickly go over this, starting off with cards to be limited. Branded opening. Branded is very good. Sure, I don't know. You gotta hit something from the deck. Why not hit branded opening? Honestly, this should literally just be a ban to grass. That is very clearly the biggest issue, at least in my eyes. In a best of one, just being able to activate and resolve grass is insane. Especially since it gives access to an additional card that you have to Ash Blossom, on top of things like Maxi and Branded Fusion already in that deck. So I feel like grass is a better hit to branded. But all in all, sure. Makes sense. And I'm almost certain everyone is going to be like, why are we nerfing Branded when Snake Eyes is the best deck? First of all, Snake Eyes is barely the best deck. Branded is still very strong. So is Labyrinth. So is Snake Eyes Rescue Ace. So is Mathmech, right? It's a best of one. There are a lot of really good decks right now. And while Snake Eyes is definitely the most popular, I wouldn't necessarily say that it is definitively or far and away the best deck. It's good, and I believe it's the best deck. But that doesn't mean that it is, like, so far and away that it needs to be, like, emergency hit. Right? Which was basically what that would be. So I think hitting the decks that have already stayed their welcome and have had time to kind of play, whereas Snake Eyes is brand new, might as well give people a chance to play the cards, which I like. I'm actually a big fan of them releasing cards alongside the TCG and the OCG, so that at the very least they don't come pre-limited, and we still get a chance to play them. And so because of that, yeah, branded opening is a fine hit. It's kind of silly, but whatever. Next up, we have cards to be semi-limited. Water Enchantress of the Temple. Every time I go to look at my cards that I should decraft, I go, surely they'll put Water Enchantress back to 2, right? And every time I go, I'll keep it. I have 2 copies. I'll keep it. And I have been rewarded! Hooray! Water Enchantress is back. I honestly love the adventure engine. I think it's very interesting. It's a very dynamic way of playing the game, and provides a lot of nuance for specific decks that utilize, that don't utilize their normal summon. And having just that one extra copy means that you're more likely to actually be able to play the deck or the engine without it just hard bricking you, which is very, very nice. Just getting that extra material is very nice. Getting an Omni Negate and stuff like that, very good. So I do like that. Next up, we have Soul Piercer, limited, semi-limited, comedy. That doesn't do anything, and Parallel Exceed. Sure, I guess this is fine. Both of these basically don't do anything. They're cosmetic, for lack of a better term. However, we have 2 unlimits, one of which is notable. The other one does not matter. Prank Kid Meow Meow Mew does not matter. Prank Kids with 1 Meow Meow Mew basically do the exact same thing as Prank Kids with 3. And I know Prank Kid players will be like, no. And it's like, yeah, realistically, you're not really accomplishing anything different from 1 or 3 Meow Meow Mews. The problem with Prank Kid has not been having access to multiple Meow Meow Mew. The problem is, it's just been power crept. DPE isn't as powerful as it used to be. It's just not really worth it to play. Even with Verte, you're not really wanting to play a whole bunch of bricks, and with the adventure engine also being slightly nerfed, there was just like a whole bunch of other things that just weren't really in its favor. I think if you had 3 copies, yeah, it wouldn't really have done anything. This is a nice boon, and I would say that it is very useful, but the most notable one is King of the Swamp. Tearlament is a deck that a lot of people are still playing, and is still very good. However, it's not as useful, or it hasn't been as useful to run King of the Swamp. And now with 3 copies of this means that you are a lot more likely to play this. It gives you additional access to a fusion summon. It gives you additional access to various different fusions in your extra deck, like most notably Guardian Chimera, as well as giving you the ability to utilize, or to like go into Rukalos without going into Kit and stuff like that. So lots of advantage for specifically King of the Swamp. And I really do like this unlimit, especially since Merly is banned. Why not allow them King of the Swamp? Sure. I still don't think it's going to be the best deck, not by a country mile, but it's still going to be good. And is definitely something to watch out for and be aware of. It's also just a popular deck to play Tearlament, just overall. So that's pretty cool. All in all, I think that this is a fairly decent ban list. It's not insane. Obviously, everyone's going to be clamoring, where are the limits to Snake Eyes? It doesn't really make sense to limit Snake Eyes. They're brand new. I get that it's the best deck and people are like, oh no, it's everywhere. that happens with every deck. People were clamoring for this with Super Heavy Samurai. Look, there's a limitation. Does there need to be a limitation? No, not necessarily, because the deck's not really all that good in a best of one. It's just not. It never was going to be, because Droll, Maxi, Nibiru, etc., all of these things can be main decked, and if the deck ever becomes by far the best deck, it has too many silver bullets, and yeah, so I don't really care about the Super Heavy Samurai hit, but all in all, fairly decent list. It's whatever. I'm really not a big fan of these smaller lists. I feel like they don't do anything, but I am happy with the unlimits. They're pretty cool and provide for additional boons to other decks or other engines that might be played in various different ways. So I'm excited for that. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye. Shout out to the Frost Guard, my members. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope you enjoy the content.